Boys and girls, before we start any of our projects, especially since these are going to be smaller pieces, we really want to make sure that we are writing your first name. Now remember, I'm writing the word first, but you're going to write whatever your first name is. Please write as much of your last name as you can. If you can only write the first letter is perfectly fine. And then I need your class code. Remember, your class code is always up front in the front of the room on the whiteboard. First grade, today we will be practicing doing some yarn painting. So you'll notice that we have some yellow and we have some blue. Don't worry, you're gonna have a chance to pick your own colors, but for our practice, I want everybody using the same colors so that way what I'm doing is what you're doing, and it's not very confusing if we're all using the same thing. For our practices, there are going to be 3 different patterns. There's just going to be a straight line pattern. There's going to be a pattern where we start from the outside and work our way in. And there's a spiral pattern. So these are going to be the 3 patterns that you're going to get to choose when you are painting your landscape. We're going to go ahead and start off with the easiest one, which is just straight lines. I've added nice straight lines on the piece of paper just to remind you of what the pattern is. Obviously, this is way thicker than the lines, so you don't have to really focus on putting this on top of your black lines. For our yarn painting, we're going to keep it very, very simple. We're going to use a paintbrush. We're going to use some paint, and we're going to apply paint to our pattern, and then you'll put your yarn on top of the paint. So remember, anytime we dip a brush in paint or in glue, we dip just the tip. We turn the brush, spin the brush so it doesn't drip. So right now my paint or my glue is not going all over the place. I have just enough paint glue on the tip of my brush, and I'm just going to brush the glue on just like I would if I was doing a painting. I pull, I lift, I pull, I lift. Before you get more glue, we want to go ahead and we want to start our pattern. So we'll start with blue, and we're going to put it on the edge of the paper. You're going to notice that the yarn is longer than the piece of paper, and that's okay. I'm going to push and hold to the count of 5. And I'm going to go ahead and rub it so that it stays down. The glue should still be wet, so I'm going to do a 2-color pattern, which we're going to do for all of these. When you start working on your landscape, you'll be able to choose other options. I'm going to put it down next to my blue. I'm going to push and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to rub back and forth. I'm going to keep doing that for the whole sheet. When you get to a part where there's no glue, you'll just repeat, dip, dip, just the tip. Turn and spin the brush so it doesn't drip. Pull, lift, pull, lift. Remember, your brush does not go in the paint, it does not go in the glue, it just goes on the table. Okay, first grade, once you are done, don't worry about the extra. Once the glue dries, we can go ahead and cut that off with scissors. So as long as you have an alternating pattern of blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow, and you no longer see any of the paper, this one is done for right now. It can go on the drying rack. The next video is going to show you how to do a spiral. Good luck.